What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Speak from the Heart, a testimonial podcast series where athletes can talk about their faith and the story behind it. And today, I have an outfielder at Virginia Tech, Treyson Hughes. So,
What's
Treyson,
up?
welcome to the show, man. I'm really excited to have you on.
That ball's hit pretty hard out to right. Cade Ballou back to the wall, and this one's on top of the batting cages.
Infield in on the corners. First pitch, Haggard pops it up right side. Down the right field line, Buford, Ross, and Hughes coming together. Hughes slides, makes the catch on the line. Artsberger takes off for third. The throw in is in plenty of time to get Artsberger trying to slide in ahead to third.
Yeah, thank you for having me here, man. It's awesome.
So, tell me what was it like growing up in Warner Robins, Georgia, and how did that community shape you as both a person and a baseball player?
So I moved here when I was 17, so I was going in my junior year. So I'm from deep South Georgia, which is like
Okay.
Valdosta. So like Florida Georgia line. And moving here was probably the best decision my parents could ever make for me, baseball wise, because the school that I went to, the guys I played with, it was just you don't get to do that in high school. Like we had a college locker room when we were still in high school. Like I played with Drew Burris, Gage Harrelson, Andrew Dumford's drafted by the Detroit Tigers. Like yeah, I played with some big dogs, and
Wow.
yeah, this community here really shaped me. They really brought me in and they really loved me and
Yeah.
it made me comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, those are some Drew Burris. That's a pretty cool name to play with.
Yeah. So the
Um,
funny thing, Drew Burris, our outfield was so good. Drew Burris played third base.
no way.
Yeah.
Bro, that's actually so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you played at Houston County High School under Coach
Yeah.
Matt Hopkins.
So
Uh,
funny thing is, everyone that's not from here thinks it's Houston, but we're so redneck, it's Houston.
Houston. Okay.
Houston County. Yeah.
Okay, Houston
Yeah.
County High School.
Yes, sir. Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, so you played under Coach Matt Hopkins.
I did.
What lessons stick with you today?
Um, the biggest thing is like he definitely taught me who Jesus was. Like he was definitely one of the first people in my life, other than my family, of course, just outside of my family, that really taught me that like you're not just a baseball player and like you are a child of God and God should always be first in your life. And he definitely really taught me that, and he taught me how to be a man. Like he saw that sometimes we failed, and he made sure that we got out of it on our own. Like he and that was the biggest thing. Like, yeah, he's a phenomenal coach. Like he's won 3 or 4 state championships since he's been under the role of head coach there, and like he's turned down a lot of college jobs. Like, I mean, he doesn't want to leave. He wants to be able to keep teaching the young guys that come through there, and he's just an awesome person.
Yeah. And your dad played college baseball at Valdosta State.
He did, yeah, he was a right fielder.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How did your family and baseball background influence your work ethic and your character early on?
Um, the competitiveness is always in the house. Like even to this day, like my dad definitely taught me how to compete. And another thing is like my dad always made sure I was in the best situation possible playing wise. So like growing up, like some guys will play little league until they're like 12 and then they'll go play travel, but they won't go to the big tournaments. Like
Hmm.
I was in the big tournaments by the age of 10. Like he
Yeah,
put me out there. He got me I was playing with older guys my whole life, and it was just he just threw me in the fire and I had to adapt myself, and I really respect him for doing that because I wouldn't be here today if I didn't. He
yeah,
did.
and that's what I've learned a lot about is becoming. I've just become really appreciative of my dad growing up, of
For
like
sure.
doing the work. After work, he would ask me to go lift, or we need to go hit, we need to do this. Some days I wouldn't want to, and he'd be
For
the
sure.
one that would be convincing me and
100%.
urging me to
Yeah.
go do those things.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean,
my dad is like growing up, like you didn't really see it. Like you
yeah,
didn't see like how like because when you failed, like like I trust me, I knew I failed because I had somebody tell me that I failed.
yeah,
And like growing up, he thought like, dang, like this sucks, but like in the
mhm,
end, it's all worth it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go through when you get to college. So you've played at Mercer,
Hmm.
Ole Miss, and now Virginia Tech.
The trifecta. Yeah.
Yeah. So how have those transitions taught you about yourself, both as a player and as a man?
So I would say let's start with the first transition from high school to Mercer. So Mercer's literally 20 minutes from my house. Like
Hmm.
I'm a backyard kid when it comes to there. And I get there and literally the whole team, the team age average at 29 years old. It was they were some old guys on that team.
Yeah.
So I'm getting there and I'm like, dang, I'm 18 or 19 years old and there's only like six freshmen that came in. I'm like, yeah, there's no chance I'm gonna play this year. Like there's no
Mhm.
chance. And so actually we get into the fall. My first hit as a Mercer Bear in the fall was a home run. And
Nice.
funny thing is I only hit one home run I only hit one home run my all 4 years of high school. So power wasn't really in the name of my name.
Mhm.
And I go on a tear, I hit five homers my first fall, and I get to the end of the fall and they're like, you need to put weight on, like this, that, and the other. Like, and there was a JUCO outfielder that came in with me, the same class, and they were like, he's probably gonna have the starting job. I was like, okay, I'll wait my turn. And year comes around, we get going. First weekend comes up, we're actually playing EKU first weekend.
Nice.
And we I come in the bottom of the ninth, they give me or the top bottom of the eighth, and they let me hit. First AB, first pitch I see in college, I get a hit.
Nice.
I didn't get a hit Saturday. Sunday came up. First pitch I see on Sunday, I hit a double. And then they give me the starting job for the weekend series against Florida A&M. It was a back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday game.
Hmm.
And so long story short, I went 12 for my first 12 in college. Like
That's
I
pretty
didn't
sweet.
with a home run. Yeah, I didn't get out. So ever since then, they gave me the starting job and I ran with it. Like I played every game and ended up 314 with 14 homers, being a freshman All-American. Like it was definitely the craziest, shocking year I've ever had.
Yeah.
I've never experienced something like that before.
Hmm.
And then sophomore year was another phenomenal year, 388 with 11. And I think after that, the next transition is for me was so I was a draft eligible sophomore because I'm almost older.
Hmm.
And so I was like, so I should probably take my next step in baseball of going to the draft or transferring. So I hit the portal and every school except Virginia Tech called me the first time and I decided to go Ole Miss. So, and then we get into the probably worst year of my life.
Yeah.
And this is when, I mean, it's definitely where I could say I got close to God. Like I wasn't close to God at Mercer or even in high school. Like I always said I was a Christian, but like I never really, I couldn't tell you a story in the Bible. Like it was just like stuff like that.
Hmm.
And bunch of mentoring challenges. We'll probably get into that in a second. And just figured out like that wasn't the place for me after the year. So I decided to transfer again and I found my home. Like Virginia Tech will always and forever be my home. I'll always be a Hokie. I mean, hopefully now with football, James Franklin can make me a Hokie for a lot more longer than I can be.
Hmm.
And so yeah, like these transitions, like some people have a hard time dealing with them, and I did the first time. And I'm truly appreciative of me getting that out of the way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, me being at Virginia Tech, I got comfortable quick. Um, I'm an older guy, so I have a lot more experience, and I've just really that's been my role. I'm going out there, I'm playing every day, and I'm gonna help these younger guys understand, like, hey, this is a grown man sport,
Yeah.
and you gotta be a man.
Right. And what's cool is talking about those transitions. I mean, I also was at three
Yeah.
different schools: EKU, IU Southeast, and now I'm at the Cumberlands. And I think this verse in James 1, it talks about perseverance produces maturity.
Mhm.
You know, you experience adversity, you continue to not necessarily always be on your toes, because obviously, you know, once you get to a place, you kind of find your rhythm at some point in time, but you're always on the move. You know, I've kind of always I've felt like the past 3 years especially, I've kind of been on the move in terms of school and not really necessarily like finding, I'd find my home. I'd be comfortable with the guys, love the team. Um, but it was so constant that I had to also grow with it.
For sure.
And it produced maturity for me in terms of, honestly, I was when I first went to college, I was very much not ready. I was very homesick when I left. And I mean, after I played summer ball in Elmira, New York, after my first year at EKU, and it was 9-10 hours away. And after that, I was there for a month, and after that, I really grew as a person. I think that was one of it was a hard time because I was so far away, but I really grew as a person. And honestly, I could have probably gone, I don't know, 5 to 8, maybe even 9 hours away.
Yeah.
But the chances that I got, I was able to stay close to home. So I'm thankful for it. But honestly, it grew as a person. I definitely grew as a man, and not just a baseball player, but also a man of God. That wherever I go, He's going to be there with me.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I'm sure that you felt the same way in terms of the places that you've gone and how often you've gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about Mercer. You had
Mm.
elite numbers. You hit 3-9, like you said, in 2023 with 9 homers, and you fielded 1,000.
Yeah.
And then you transfer to Ole Miss, and your role in numbers looks a little different.
Mm.
You said you had the worst season of your life. So how did that season test your faith and your mindset? And how were you able to trust God through that time?
So my biggest thing that year that I can definitely reflect on and swallow is I always questioned him. That I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening? And that's when I knew, and like when the year ended, I knew I was like, you can't do that. Like this question, you can't question what he's doing. Like, and when I grew out of it was when I was like, thank you for letting me deal with failure. Because I mean, you looked at my numbers. I've never dealt with failure,
Mm-hmm.
like genuinely my whole life. Like I didn't, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah,
And I definitely let my baseball reflect my whole outside life, like all of me. Like that time, like I was like, it's baseball or nothing. Like that's me. Like I'm a baseball player. And I was in a very healthy relationship at the time. Like, I mean, everything was going great for me before the season started. And then the season happened and like I threw everything away. Like I threw the relationship I had away. I I mean, like my relationship with God was thrown away. Like we had FCA at Ole Miss but like our coach made us go. Like it was part of our pregame routine. So and like before the games, like I'm not really listening to that. Like I'm just trying to make sure like I'm locked in for the game and stuff. So it
yeah,
just was one in and out the other. And that's definitely like the whole outcome of what I've learned from Ole Miss is a couple of things is everything happens for a reason and God will always and forever be on time.
yeah,
Like if God wants me to play baseball, guess what he's gonna let me do? He's just keep letting me play baseball every day. If he doesn't, then guess what? I guess I'm gonna have to coach baseball the rest of my life.
mm-hmm.
Like it's always gonna be there.
Yeah,
And that's the thing. Like yeah, I made a lot of mistakes at Ole Miss but like I truly cherished every moment I was there.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, seeing people throw beer in the outfield is one of the coolest things you could ever do. And I have no hatred against Ole Miss at all. Like I love the program. I love what they're doing. They're a winning program, but it just wasn't my home. And
yeah.
I learned that.
Um, so you talked about how your coach kind of made you all go to
Yeah.
FCA. When did your faith in Jesus become personal for you? Not just something that you had to do. It was of your own free will to make a choice, and not just something you grew up around, but something that you truly owned, and it was yours.
So I got baptized at Ole Miss. Like it was right after the year was over with. And I remember like the time where like the world fell down on me
Hmm.
because everyone has that. If you're a true Christian, you have that moment. Like it feels like it all just comes, it releases off of you. I was driving home from the facility, which literally it's a 3-minute drive. Like
Hmm.
it's the quickest drive ever. And I get in and I had no music playing. And I felt like somebody was in the car with me, like just talking to me. And it all like came out. And I was like, I got home and I was sitting in the car and I remember telling myself, I was like, I want to give myself to God like right now. So I actually called the FCA guy at Ole Miss and literally in the next 2 days I got baptized in front of like 15 to 20 of my teammates and like it was awesome.
It's
It was
awesome.
for sure. And that's when I really was like, and I mean I got it tattooed on me too, right there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
cool.
but no, that's just I knew like at that moment, like I'm not just a baseball player, I'm a child of God. And that's one thing, one title that will never be stripped from me.
Yeah.
And I'll always take that with me forever.
And you've said, I owe it all to Jesus because he
Yeah.
sacrificed his life for me.
Hmm.
Um, so what does that statement mean to you on a daily basis?
It's what wakes me up for sure. I mean, it truly defines just what I owe to him. I mean, I get to throw a baseball. I get to do stuff not many people get to do. I get to hit a ball. I get to pimp a baseball. Not many guys get to do that either. I mean, he took nails for us.
Mhm.
So the least I can do is use the talent that he's given me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing this, that's a common theme that I'm seeing is perspective and gratitude.
Mhm.
Kind of looking back on the journey and realizing the things that you've gone through, the things that you've been blessed with, that you look back and you're like, wow, I was pressing for no reason. I was
Yeah.
upset for no reason. Um, and I think that's really a special thing to look at, and it really grounds you in your faith to one, just be grateful of the day that you're given, but also the abilities that you have.
Yeah.
And you got to wake up today.
Yeah.
You know, you
For sure.
you got food in the fridge. You got a car that you can drive. Like there's so many things. I said this in an earlier uh, podcast, but it's a message that I saw that there is someone in their hospital bed that would, for
Yeah.
everything in the world, would want to be you right now.
For sure.
And that kind of gives me perspective of even whenever I'm in my emotions and I'm in my own way, that I'm upset with circumstances or anything like that, I can really look back and ground myself and realize, I'm blessed.
For sure.
Baseball doesn't work out, it's okay. If it does, it's okay. God has a plan for me, and trusting in that plan is what surrender truly looks like.
For
And
sure.
yeah, so how did God use baseball for you as a platform for ministry rather than just a sport for your own personal success?
So I would say early in my career, like at Mercer and stuff, I definitely used my platform as like a show off type thing.
Yeah,
And I kind of got away from that. When I got to Ole Miss, is kind of when I really started posting my faith and kind of getting into it. So, I mean, that's the only thing I use my platform now is just strictly faith related. Like all my captions, everything's gonna have some type of Bible verse or something like that. And it's just like the biggest thing for me is like I want somebody to be able to click on my Instagram and be comfortable enough to like text me a question or ask about God
yeah,
or anything in that situation where like there people will be comfortable with me to talk like the same way I'm comfortable with you about talking. Like I want to get to that level of just being a vessel of God
yeah,
and just help people understand him.
yeah. And I mentioned this before we started of just the purpose of this podcast and to use the platform, use my platform, use your platform for for Jesus
Yeah,
and to spread the gospel. I think that's one of the most important things of one of the things that we've been given is social media. We can
for
certainly use
sure.
it for bad, but we can also really use it for good. And
100%.
I think a lot of times it's more focused on, the bad stuff about it. It's
Yeah.
not good for your brain, comparisons, all that stuff. But honestly,
Lust is
you
the big
can,
one.
yeah. you can really use it for good, and you
Yeah.
can help someone out there. Like
Mm.
the shorts, the reels, the YouTube videos, like those short, short form content, being able to look at, a verse of the day, maybe help someone's day out. Because I know countless
Yeah.
times before I started doing this that I would see a post by somebody or see a video by somebody that I was like, I really got to save that and think about that, because
Yeah.
that's a good perspective to have, and a story about God or a story about the Bible. I mean, using your platform is the biggest thing, um, because it's all for him, and to give,
Sure.
like, look back and give him the glory. That's what it's all about, and that's the whole point of why we're here, is to bring others to the kingdom.
Yeah.
So eventually, we get so, like I said earlier, we get so tunnel visioned on you know things that we go through, and focused on our circumstances, focused on the problems and the things that we're going through. I didn't get a hit today, I didn't do this today, I made an error or whatever. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. You want
Yeah.
to win and do it for your team, do it for your coach. He's got to put food on the table for his family, um, and you got to do it for yourself too. But also, it's a game, and
It
to
is.
enjoy it while you have it, but
For
also
sure.
use it for good,
Yeah.
just like you can do with anything else. But
100%.
praising God and bringing God back into the center is what it's really all about. And honestly, it makes it easier. So
Yeah. For sure.
that's what I've kind of realized. But you mentioned FCA.
Yeah.
What has what has been the most important or impactful aspect of FCA in your life and walk with Christ?
I feel like it's definitely drawn me a lot closer. Like I so me and two other guys on the team are the head leaders, and it's Ethan Gibson and Griffin Steig. And Ethan is, like, I would say he's the top dog when it comes to the three of us. Like he really has made me understand the book a lot better. And like last year we had Sam Tackett lead it, which Sam Tackett can hit baseballs 900
Oh yeah,
feet. So he was an awesome person too to just learn from going into being a leader the next year. And it's just those guys definitely have helped me out a lot. And I get to go do things like with the church in town and being a part of FCA. And it's awesome to be able to get out and go in the community of Blacksburg and help them understand Jesus as well. And it's definitely been one of the best things I could ever do in college.
yeah. And I like how you mentioned teammates, you
Yeah.
mentioned community. Like, I wish I would have known that when I first got to college, because I honestly was so stubborn and focused on me and
Yeah, for
myself.
sure.
And, this is my journey. This is my story. I'm doing this for me. But man, like, when you do it with your guys, with the boys, like, those are the
For
dudes you're
sure.
going to war with every day,
Yeah.
every weekend. You're going with those guys. Like, those are the dudes in the trenches with you. And just that community, um, that sense of community, that sense of family, especially like that. The big thing about our program is we talk about family. Like, this is
Yeah.
your family, and to not just really like, oh yeah, it's our family, whatever,
Mm.
but to really buy into that. Like, those are your guys. You're going to war
100%.
every day, and
Then we get to
those,
play with each other for a year.
yeah, exactly. You're not going to see these dudes maybe ever again.
Yeah,
So just enjoying it, and these are some of the best friends I'm sure you've had.
for sure.
And I think about it a lot. Like, these are some of the dudes that'll, like, be my groomsmen in my
Yeah.
wedding. So
100%.
it's just super cool to think about. Uh, but yeah, so let's look back on that year at Ole Miss. How did the failure or adversity that you first experienced shape your relationship with God more than the successes that you've ever had?
I would say, I mean, it sucked really bad. One thing I learned was like he can take it from me at any second.
Mhm.
Like any second, my arm could blow, my knee could tear, like, and it's all up to him. And that's the biggest thing I learned from my failures is like, okay, you struck out. Who cares? And like he really taught me that life is hard. Like it's gonna be really hard, but it's also going to be really good, you know? And Like it's gonna be more good than bad. Like it's not gonna be the only time bad time in my career. I can go this year and do the same thing, but I know one thing is that I'm gonna be more mature about it. I'm gonna be more driven through him about it. Like it's like no matter what happens this year, I'm gonna give it all I got because I deserve it, not just for myself, but for him as well.
Yeah.
And that's just the biggest thing that I've learned from those failures is like everything happens for a reason. Like God showed me what real baseball was. And
Mhm.
just so when I go back to real baseball, hopefully next year after I get drafted, is I'm there and I'm ready. I'm where my feet are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said earlier, it's more about, I'm more than an athlete, and
Hmm.
I hear that a lot too. When I do these podcasts, it may be a cliche when you hear it sometimes, but man, like if you really buy into that and
Yeah, it's real.
understand that it is real.
Yeah.
It's super important, and to not just place all of your value, all of your worth on every game, or every mistake or every win, good or bad. Um, a lot of younger athletes, especially myself, whenever I was first getting into college, I struggled throughout high school with that too. Especially, I committed to EKU when I was a freshman, and so or after my freshman year. So I had it really early placed on me that this
Yeah.
was all who I was. This is the only thing that's special about me. This is the only thing that really matters. Like everyone knows me as the guy that committed to EKU. That was what I did myself. And so I strained relationships because I was so torn and looked at how important I am. I'm going to go play Division I baseball, especially when I got there when everything was breaking apart and falling apart. I didn't really have I didn't really know who I was outside of baseball because for years and years and years that's all that I was. That was my security. That was my identity. Um, but man, like when you are backed up against the wall
For
and
sure.
knowing that God has a plan for you and really buying into that plan also and just giving your all to be what he wants you to be.
Yeah.
And that means devoting yourself into the word, spreading the gospel and living like Jesus would. Man, like it's so freeing.
Yeah.
It feels like those chains are broken, yeah,
For
now. And
sure.
I wish obviously 2020 vision, you can look back and be like, dang, I wish I would have
Yeah.
done it earlier, but it's just his plan for us. Who knows if I would have done this earlier, maybe figured it out earlier in terms of my relationship with God,
Yeah.
really not buying into the identity that I was in baseball, I wouldn't have been so. I probably wouldn't be doing this. I probably wouldn't be doing versus the day. I probably wouldn't
Yeah.
be who I am now and what I'm doing now. So I'm really appreciative
Yeah.
of the journey. It's been very
For sure.
humbling, but it's also been very fun.
Mhm.
There's a lot of parts of it that were hard, but in the end, I've had fun. It's been good, and this is my second to last year,
Yeah.
and you're wrapping up too. So um, it's very short. Also,
Yeah. It is. It goes by in a second.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say, wrapping up here? What would you say to a young athlete who's struggling to trust God because their career isn't going how they originally had planned it?
Um, I would say like to take that next step of just actually believing him and trusting him. Like you see it everywhere, like trust God.
Hmm.
Like you see the trust God, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's my big brand. Like I wear that stuff all the time.
Hmm.
Like my biggest thing is like you have to understand that I mean it's literally it's just repeating itself. Like you are a child of God. You are not a baseball player. Like I wish I could get that tattooed on me, like, but it'd just be kind of
Yeah.
weird. But it's just you are a child of God. Like God created you, God puts you on a path to be the best baseball player to ever be, or to live the American dream, owning a billion dollar business and having three kids. Like it's you don't know what it is. Like I
Yeah.
wish we could. I mean, we all wish we knew, but we don't.
Mm.
That's why we have to just strictly trusting.
Yeah.
And I'd say like another thing is like play the game like you're 12 years old, even when you're 23 years old.
Mm.
Because that's the best. That was the best time of our life when we would just wake up, just go hit. Like we loved hitting.
Yeah.
And I'm 23 years old. I'm like, oh, I gotta hit, you know?
Yeah, right.
And
No,
like
I completely agree.
when you get like me, you got to roll out for an hour and then do some rotational stuff for 2 hours, and then you get to hit, you know.
Yeah,
But no, just strictly just believing in him and knowing that no matter what happens, like he's always going to be there. He's going to be my pillow.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that's interesting you say that. I mean, we're taught to have a childlike faith.
yeah,
Um, you know, appreciating and loving God like a loving father and like a child would.
yeah,
And if we do that in every aspect of our lives, life gets so much more fun.
for
It's
sure.
so much more enjoyable.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to take things serious sometimes,
you
for
do.
sure.
Yeah,
But man, in the grand scheme of things, just enjoy it. Like
100%.
we only get this one time being on Earth until we come back again. But we'll be in
Yeah,
heaven, and
100%.
once He makes His kingdom on Earth.
Yeah,
But right now, it's just let's enjoy it
100%.
and help people because it's time to help others and to really pour into other people that really need it.
For sure.
And that's what we're doing here. So hopefully, whoever's watching this can
Yeah,
um, feel inspired in some way, relatable in some
100%.
way, and to really dive into God's word because of this, hopefully. But
Yeah,
that's all I got, man. If you got anything else to
perfect.
say, uh, you got it.
I think I'm good here. Like it was awesome. Really good
Awesome.
experience.
All right, cool. Well, that's all I got. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. And come back to Speak from the Heart next Sunday.